Hello, good people. This is Dakar, and I want to say welcome to my channel. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I was on YouTube in 2008. I got off it because I was helping a famous preacher. She was going against the Hurt Church movement, Dina, not your typical Negro, Rhino, whatever you want to say. So I decided to get off. I decided to leave YouTube and start my own channel all over again, and here I am. And first, I want to say thank you to Ms.Mikko for having me back on her shows. I really enjoy the contents of all of her shows. And this in particular, When Women Fight versus When Women Heal, with Andrea, Evelyn, Ms.Mikko, and myself. Evelyn and I were asking Ms.Mikko and Andrea questions about how did it get this far with you two when they don't know each other, and the both of them were mudslinging at each other, to where Andrea was on YouTube with Daryl, Kim, and Marcellus on Daryl's channel. She went on to say she would get someone to go to Chicago to slap Ms.Mikko. That didn't sit well with Ms.Mikko, and from there, they've been going back and forth at each other. That was over a year ago. And to my knowledge and my understanding, Ms.Mikko wanted to publicly apologize to Andrea, but she didn't want her apology. Andrea didn't want her apology. For that reason, she said she wasn't sincere when she apologized to her. And to be honest, Ms.Mikko said she didn't feel Andrea's apology wasn't sincere either. So the two of them felt the same way about each other apologies. So I would say thus Ms.Mikko said she wanted to go back to the beginning of where the miscommunication started. And I would end it right there with this one, because I'm not going to end the video. I'm just ending that. I should say stop. Well, I can understand that, because if you're going to go back and make me remember what I've done wrong, I don't want to do that. What I'm going to do is try to set your page on fire, which I'm going to say you did it to me first. So therefore, I don't have to go back and remember that I had started it. Come on, Andrea, you started. I was there when you started it, and I was asking you questions not to hurt you, because there was not no hurt questions, because I'm not trying to hurt anyone. I like the truth. The truth will free anybody. And I don't know if you want to be free with the truth. That's why you start that commotion. So anyway, I will carry on. Well, when Evelyn asked Andrea her first question, she sounded aggressive and combative when answering the question. She really didn't want to answer that question, because she was a firecracker. She ready to set off, like, yeah, I'm ready to do this. She ready to set off. So was this a setup? Or was it not a setup? But anyways, to fast forward, Evelyn and I didn't get to ask Andrea or Ms.Mikko any more questions, because Andrea exploded on live. She exploded. She went off. Like I said, and I'm saying it now, if I didn't say it, I'm not going in chronological order. I'm going to go on what my mind has witnessed and what I'm spitting out here. She left, she got off the show, and she went off on Ms.Mikko, saying she was the one that started it with her first. In addition, Andrea was calling Ms.Mikko bro. She even said bitch, and all in one sentence. Therefore, she left the show. She left again, because she came back, left, came back, whatever. And going off, she also wanted other people to get on the show, but they didn't get on the show because Ms.Mikko said, no, this show is for women only. So, they didn't get on the show to back her up, is what she wanted. And, fight your own battles. Anyway, in addition to all that, Ms.Mikko said to Andrea, F you, when she got off the show, when she left. Because of her behavior and her not wanting to let her explain herself. And I would say in this situation, and I'm not trying to hurt nobody, the common denominator between Ms.Mikko and Andrea was jives in this incident, when the reason why, according to Ms.Mikko, because she said she had a private conversation with Jive and said, here goes one of your light-skinned friends again. Because the other light-skinned friend was acting like that too, really crazy over Jive. So, he was a common denominator in that. However, Andrea thought she had something against her because of her skin color. She said, no, my daughter's light-skinned is what she says. Ms.Mikko said to Jives, she said, I said it to Jives in a private conversation. So it was a private conversation that she had with him. Apparently, I don't know, allegedly he said something. I don't know if it was deliberately. I don't think it was deliberately, but I wasn't there to say if it was, if it wasn't. So I'm not going to speak on that, but I would just say what she said. So I'm going to say this in my opinion. Andrea was very upset with Ms.Mikko with her saying light-skinned friend. And I think she was I think that was nothing. But let me tell you something. Someone said something to somebody, right? And they didn't say it to me. and they happen to get back to me, I don't care what you say. You didn't say it in my face. You didn't say it in my presence, so it doesn't mean anything to me. I really think that she was upset because she was going back to memory lane to show that she was the one that started it when she said, yes, I smell a rat. If she said she smelled one, but she didn't call you one, then maybe you are one. I mean, I'm just saying, because you did say you can go from platform to platform. You have no loyalty to anyone. She went from platform to platform because there was a lot of problems happening at that time. Daryl, Kim, Marcellus, Larry, CTV, Jives, and Ms.Mikko herself. So it was a lot of friction going on at that time. So I'm thinking, yeah, you didn't want to go back to the beginning because you knew you had started this stuff and all that other stuff. And then you had went on the platform with Daryl, Kim, and Marcellus talking about let's read Jive's mother in his court case. But see, you can be forgiven, but you don't want to forgive, Andrea. Jives forgave you for what you've done. You sat up there and you dogged him and his mother. But guess what? He forgave you. Mikko's asking you for her forgiveness because she only said light skin, rat, and you had no receipts for this legislation bill because someone else apparently was doing it and you didn't, you didn't have it. So anyways, let me go back. Let me carry on. So the show was supposed to be about healing for the both of them, but Andrea didn't want to allow her to apologize. She didn't even want her to say anything. She couldn't get in a word in edgewise. Andrea was going off. She was like, I said, bro, bitch, you know what I'm saying? All this other stuff, being cocky, you don't want none of me, you know what I'm saying? Because I could do this, I could do that. All bunch of shows, which I believe was a setup. And I will say it was a setup because I believe you didn't want Daryl to see that you two can get along because you don't want Daryl to go and talk about you, the lowest common denominator, which I'm going to get to him in a minute. But you did that on purpose because Daryl was the one that did all the stuff to you and you want Daryl to stop talking about your family. Let me carry on. So she hasn't healed from the comments Ms.Mikko made to her in the past. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. And as a person on the panel asking her questions, it was frustrating for me to listen to what Ms.Mikko said about Andrea on how she said she had asked her, did she have it all together? And this was in a private conversation. So I'm asking her in private, hey, you okay with it? I'm going to ask you some questions. I don't even know these people, which I don't even know anyone from a can of paint. They're going to ask you these questions. Are you ready for it? You ready for it? Oh, I'm ready. That was in private. But in public, she went off. In public, she went off. In public, she was like, listen, I'm not going to sit up here and y'all not going to dog me. I'm not trying to go for the past or the beginning. I'm trying to, I'm not going to let anyone do this to me. That's what I think. So meanwhile, on live and in public, her statement was one-sided. Her behavior was off the chain. To be honest, Andrea doesn't want to be healed from her and Ms.Mikko issues. Like I said, she had went over there on that other side and she was dogging Jive and his mother and talking about him in that court case, and he forgave her, but she will not forgive Ms.Mikko. I believe it's envy. And I said that was one of the questions I was going to ask, and I believe I said it. Dakar asked that question, was like, are you envy of Jives and Ms.Mikko's relationship? And I believe she was. And like she said, hey, Daryl was upset that Jives wouldn't call him back because his sister won't allow him to call him back. So that tells me a whole lot that I need to know without her even going further. Let me carry on. She wants to be hurt because the more you hurt, the more people come to your attention. They come to your aid. Oh my God, are you okay? Are you hurt? Oh my God, it's like a kid. A child, if you have children, you're still a child yourself. And you hurt yourself, and someone like, you're limping. It's like, how you doing? Oh, I'm hurt. Why you hurt yourself? You want to go through the whole story, how you hurt, when it hurt, how it hurt, why it hurt, and all that stuff. And they're just asking what you hurt, and that's more sympathy. I don't think you want it to be healed. That's my opinion. I'm not jumping on you, but I'm just telling you what I've seen and what I've heard. Actually, what I've heard, I've seen it on StreamYard anyway. So she don't want to be healed. That's my whole thing. So let's get to the lowest common denominator. The lowest common denominator is Daryl. Daryl was over there doxing her family, her fiance at the time. Now he's her husband. Called his parents, allegedly did all these things to her. And she said it on live. And she said, Mikko, you didn't do what Daryl has done to me. So if Ms.Mikko didn't do what Daryl has done to you, then why have you not forgiven Ms.Mikko when she wants to apologize to you? But she says, hey, let's go back to the beginning because I don't want to go back to the beginning again when we healed. But however, you did not want that because you, like I said before, you do not want it because you didn't want Daryl to, say some things about your family. Daryl's still going to say it because you're the one, allegedly, I don't know, apparently, had record him saying that he was going to give Larry two in the chest because he can't stand him. I can't stand him. I'm going to give him 2 to the chest. I can't stand him. When he found out that you recorded me, that was all it for you. So then he started going off on you. He really started doxing you. He had cousins up there. He called you church hoe. He called you every name in the book. And yet, you don't say nothing about him. And yet you did the thing that you did to CTV. You did some things, if I'm wrong, correct me, to Larry. You did some things to Jives. And of course, you did some things to Ms.Mikko, which you will not even apologize. You wouldn't even accept her apologies. That tells me a lot about you and your character. The person that assassinated your character is you. You assassinated your own character. You don't want to be healed. That's fine if you don't want to be healed, because people have been healed from that show, which you thought you were setting up. You didn't set up. You set up for a good one, because you set up for people to be healed. You didn't know that, but you was being used, and you were set up to be being healed. God has used you to heal somebody else, because he know you're not ready to be healed from Ms.Mikko, but you wanted to be healed from Jives. You wanted to be healed from CTV, and you wanted to be healed from Reed, which tells me a lot about you, Andrea. That tells me a lot about you. That tells me that you flip-flopper. You're a flip-flopper. You wear flip-flops all year round. I'm just saying, I mean, you even said it to yourself. I can go to any platform, which you can go to any platform. And you can be on any platform you want. But when you go on platform and you leave shit everywhere you go, that is a problem. That is a huge problem. And so when you're ready to be healed, you will be healed. But right now you want to be hurt. So let her be hurt. She can be hurt. She can be hurt because that's her right. That's her given right. And Ms.Mikko, you've done all you can. You said all you could. You even put her on your platform. You need to ask her in private, hey, if you don't want to come on, that's fine. She said she did, and then she goes off and try to set you up. So it could be another, so the low common denominator over there with Daryl and the rest of those people over there can make videos about everybody else. But guess what? Daryl, there's a lot of people that don't like you. You have done a lot of things to people. You have ousted them. Some of the people that you have on that's over there has been coming over to other people's platform because of the fact that they feel more free. You have not, you tried to capture these people. Like, you're the master and they're the slaves. You and Marcellus, and let me see your transcript and the rest of the Special Olympics over there. And God forgive me, I'm not dogging nobody, but that's what's over there. They're like negativity over there. And from what I seen with Andrea that night, when she went off, it seemed to be a setup. But guess what, baby girl? He's still going to talk about you. He's still going to dox you. He's still going to blame you for saying that he was the one that said that he was going to give Larry 2 to the chest. It is what it is. Anyway, this is the car. And y'all come back now, you hear? I'm out.